Well, this is Guns, Knives, Watches, and what we have in front of us is a 4-dog stove. This is the light BushCooker backpacking stove made out of titanium. It's a very light stove. You can kind of this, there, or the other. This is the largest size of it. Can't right now tell you what the weight of it is. You can go on 4-dog stoves and find out. The reason I switched over to this type of deal is because I wanted an alternative source for getting this Moore's pot, and they were the original producers of it. But what we're going to do, instead of wasting a bunch of time, I'm just going to do my test real quick, and I'll give you a rundown while I'm doing it. We're going to basically light this Hexamine. This is the Hexamine from Coghland's. Going to set it down in there. Then we're going to take another one, light it off that. Okay, so we have two of these going. Now let's quickly get them over by the center of that, get a pot on it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add a little more than 4 cups or 1 liter of water. We're going to get our initial temperature. We're at 71 degrees. We're going to put our lid on it. That's Fahrenheit. We're going to, just for kicks, put our windscreen on it. Now I'm not going to close up the windscreen. I'm just going to use it kind of, you know, the wrong way. Just kind of to get, just kind of to help out. As you can sit there and see, the flame on those 2 tablets, and I guess I should have started a timer, but that's just the way it is. The only thing I have the time right now with is this unfortunate Kobold Soaraway diver, which I'm sure they do not want me to actually to do that. But what I'll do is I'll go back through and post editing and time the thing. This is kind of a quick impromptu video. Now if you really wanted to do this correctly with the windscreen, what you'd basically do is you would fasten this windscreen together in such a way, and I found it easier just to slide it together like that. You would put your stakes through here on the base of it. And then, of course, normally when you're cooking on this, you're going to have your bail up. I did not. Set your windscreen down over it, and then set everything up like that. That's probably the most efficient setup you can have with it. But we're looking down on it. I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up what we're doing, why, and just kind of take you through my process, because I wanted to know what 2 of these Hexamine tablets from Coghland's, which actually is equivalent to 1 esbit. These are 7 grams and esbit is 14 grams. I want to know what that will do to basically a little over 4 cups of water, just a little bit more, and a little less than 1 liter. Of course, this is a 2-quart Moore's pot, or 1.8 liters. Of course, you can get it at 4-dog stoves, as well as you can get the titanium windscreen. These are titanium stakes and the titanium stove. Now, when I got the whole kit together, they threw in 12 of these Coghland's. I since have ordered some esbit. And what I use them for basically is, these Coghland's are really good because they're half of an esbit, and sometimes you can find them cheaper. Most of the time you can find them a little cheaper. Just kind of depends on your locale. And you can use one of them as a fire starter if you don't have alcohol. I don't carry alcohol. Of course you can use alcohol in this thing. As I said, this is the BushCooker 3, so it's the largest one. And I got, of course, the Morse pot, the windscreen, 2 titanium stakes. And it also comes with this, which is the alcohol cup. I don't use alcohol, but I have the cup in there. Now you can use heat. You can do all kinds of different things. Of course, this is a biomass stove. You can use it for anything and everything. Any type of, let's check our flame. They're still cooking. They're still burning. About ready to burn out though. And we're going to see just what 1 esbit will do to basically 1 quart of water. And take the temperature. Of course, this isn't a real official test or anything like that. I just wanted to know. I know that the ambient temperature right now, I'll just tell you what everything else is. Everything else is about 64 degrees in here right now. So it's not really cold. So if you had a cold, very cold ambient temperature, very cold water, very this, that, or the other. Of course, we figured out that the water was about at 71 degrees. Now, our basically test is over for this one. We're going to pull off our pot. We got some steam coming off there, but no real boiling. And our temperature is 143.9 degrees, which will do quite a bit of things. So we basically raised it from about 71 degrees to 143.9 degrees with 2 Coghlands or 1 esbit, which is 14 grams of hexamine. And of course we had our lid on there. As you can sit there and see, as a point of reference, you kind of get used to what it is. There's no markings on this pot for graduations, but you just know that 4 cups is just a little bit less under that rivet there, and you just kind of get in the hang of it. There's no graduations on pots in a kitchen either, so this shouldn't be. 1.8 is all the way at the top. I'll basically be using this most of the time with 4 cups or 32 fluid ounces of liquid, because 16 ounces usually is the recommended for most dishes. But anyway, this is Guns, Knives, Watches, and this is 4 Dog Stoves, BushCooker 3 pot, and of course titanium windscreen, and 2 Coghlan's tablets, and 1 hexamine. Of course, as you can see, there's very little residue, little bit of goo down there, which these, I hate to sit there and say this, these titanium stakes are about as handy as a pocket on a shirt, just like anything else. That's really all we've got left, and it's just ash. Anyway, this is Guns, Knives, Watches, and what I want to do is see, there's a little bit of soot on the bottom of the pot. Of course, you have to just kind of wash that off. But there we go. I'm going to try the esbit. I'll get those on Wednesday, and we'll do another test and kind of see where we're at to see about the burn, how clean it is, this, that, or the other. And of course, you know, I like my gear to be clean when it goes into my pack. It's just something you learn in survival school. This is Guns, Knives, Watches. One other thing I'm going to be testing out in the next little bit. Let me find a rag real quick. From 4 Dog Stoves. is actually this saw. Now this is a 30-inch saw, which this isn't for backpacking or anything. This is actually something I got for my work. You can see right here the instructions. Bob Dustruse's quick buck saw with lever action. Very easy saw to deal with. You just fold it out, kind of like you would. It's a better version of a Sven saw. Now it does not go as small as it's when it's folded up. It's a little bit longer, and I'll give you an example of these rivets, the way in which they riveted them in there. Very strong rivets. This guy's been doing this for a minute. Let me pull the blade out of here without destroying it. The rivets on that side, and of course the other end of the saw. Now when you have it folded, that little hole right there locks into that screw to keep it all together. We have hardwood here. We've got a little wax on the end here to act as a lubricant, but all you do is you take it, you fold both sides over like this, and then you hook your blade. And this is totally, it doesn't matter how you put this together, and you'll have to excuse me because I did not mean to go into this. You hook your blade on there because it's got just a nut and a bolt right there. And this is a standard 30-inch blade. You can use any of them. Hook it on. I'll show you the other side of it now. Oops. You hook it on right there, and then you lever it around, and it just locks in, making that a full saw. Now, as far as hand width goes, you've got a good hand width there, and then this blade is 30 inches. You can buy it in a 30, a 20 something, and then a shorter one. I got this because when I'm out working, this gives me a lot of reach, and plus it's just quicker because you got a longer stroke. You can cut things a little bit quicker and easier, but mostly I use them for the reach and the efficiency of them. I don't use anything shorter than the Sven saw at 24 inches. It's not a super cheap saw. It's going to be around $70. Of course, this cook pot is going to be somewhere around, once you add in all of this stuff, around $150. But this will cook use any biomass, sticks. You don't have to use hexamine. You can use it as an alcohol stove. This large one comes with a large enough pan where you can cook with alcohol. But you can use any biomass. You can even use compost. You can use, well, turds. You can use anything. Anything that will burn, you can cook in with this. And anyway, this is Guns, Knives, Watches with my kind of impromptu test to see what 14 grams of hexamine will do with 4 cups of water. And it raised it roughly 70 degrees. We went from around 70 to around 140. I know it's a little more than 70, but that's just the way it goes. So about, let's say, 73, somewhere around there. And the ambient temperature, as I said, was 61 degrees outside. So it's not extraordinarily cool. They usually recommend for boiling water to use 2 Ezebits, or it's going to be 4 of these. Now you can stack them on top of each other, which would be kind of hard to do, but you can do it if you use pliers to really place them and do all that type crap, and take them and go down in there, go down in there like that, and it's not me. Maybe one of these days I'll get that good, but take your gear out, test it, see how it is. This is one goes in my pack. I've had different results out of using just wood. It depends on your moisture level and your understanding. And small, you need to use sticks that are smaller than 3/8 of an inch. to be honest. And the smaller they are, the better they are at burning. And then you just keep adding to it, and it just seems to work better because you get, of course, a hotter this, there, or the other. Of course, kennel dried wood burns quicker. A little bit of moisture in the wood seems to work better with me, but that's just the way it is. As I said, I haven't been doing this as precisely as I should have been doing, but here we go. 4Dog Stoves, a great place to get different types of products, and like the Morris pot. I'm testing their biomass wood stove, and our big old buck saw, man. Gotta have that there big old buck saw. 30 inches of killing force, man. We're gonna get them trees, man. And it uses any 30-inch blade. This is Guns, Knives, and Watches. Have a good one.